Hello everyone, this is Shankar. In this video, I will explain about spring batch overview through diagram. So we can also call like a spring batch or spring boot batch. Both are the same. So first, let's understand the definition of the batch processing. So tell me normal name of the normal meaning of the batch. Batch. So like you are studying in 10th, intermediate, and some post graduation or under graduation like that. So batch means one, like you are batch A, batch B, batch C, or section A, section B, section C. Batch means group of peoples or group of items, right? Batch means more than one is called the batch, right? So let's understand now what is batch processing. Batch processing is a technique for handling large volumes of data by dividing them into manageable chunks. Chunks means batches. Suppose you are doing like you are studying BTech, so some lab exams are coming. So your entire classroom or your entire batch will be divided into multiple. Your entire classroom will be divided into multiple batches, right? Each batch has like four numbers, five numbers like that. After that, you will do some practicals, right? Chemical practicals, physical physics practicals like that, right? So digital practicals like that, right? So batch processing is a technique for handling large volume of data by dividing them into manageable chunks. Chunks means batches, manageable batches. So assume like your classroom is a batch processing. So how lecturers will handle if any exams is coming each room, they they send a few of the members to the each examination, all right. Everyone is not there in single room, not like that, right? Some few of the students will be one room, few of the students will be another room, like that. Same here, batch processing is a technique for handling large volume of data by dividing into dividing them into manageable chunks. Chunks nothing but batches. So I'm repeating one more time definition of batch processing. Batch processing is a technique for handling large volume of data by dividing them into manageable chunks or batches. So let's go through diagram now. We will understand each and every component in the batch. So I will zoom this. This is the entire diagram. This is the storyboard of batching. So batch processing. So here two things first we need to know. Batch processing. Where data is coming, where we are sending. What is the source? What is the destination? Right? We need to know what is the source. What is the source? What is the destination? We need to know what is the source, what is the destination in this diagram. So database is a source or input. Database is a source. Database is a source or input. CSV file is a destination or output. Destination or output. So let's go one by one. So batch processing contains source, input will be available. After that, that input will be taken care by item reader. After that item reader, it is moved to item processor. After item processor will be write to the item processor is gives to the item writer. Item writer write to the destination. Destination. So I am zooming little bit. So I am zooming here. So I will go through. So so this is the Spring Boot batch processing diagram. So I have a hug number of data will be there. So for example, for example, so bank transactions or bank statement every month you will get, right? Every month you will get a bank statement to your mail ID, right? So remember that every month you will get a bank statement into your mail ID, like one PDF will be coming, right? So let's assume like it is a so statement, bank statement. we are receiving every month. End of the day, end of every month we are receiving. So your data, your transactions, all are there in database, right? So in that bank statement example, they will use like Spring Batch and Spring Scheduler. Spring Batch with Spring Scheduler is a greatest combination. Remember this thing. Spring Batch with Spring Scheduler is a greatest combination. So let's coming into this example. So like forget about bank example. Let's assume like a student records are there. We are exposing into CSV file or water details are be there. So DB we are exposing to CSV file. While elections, some person will be check right water ID in that list. Your name is there or not in water list. Your name is there or not, right? So assume that is this is example for that. So in DB all water details are there by using some filters. Where filter the some specific polling station. So waters list, right? Waters list through CSV file, right? So first this is the first step. This is the source or input. The source or input we are passing to item radar. It may be predefined item radar or our choice item radar. What will happen here? Three steps I mentioned, right? Create data source object and link to radar object. Link to radar object. Link to radar object. That means here. So database we are linking to here. We are linking database. After that, specify the select SQL query to get records from database table. So we are linking data source to the item radar. After that, by using some SQL query, we are fetching the required details like columns from the database table. So process each record of the generated result set using row mapper to write each into a model class object. First here in item radar we are injecting data source. After that we are calling some one SQL query. Right? Remember that this is the item radar coming to item processor. Item processor. So this is the item radar we are passing only input. Item radar we are passing input, but item processor we are passing input and output. Which format input will be there, which format output will be there. So here some business logic like filtering logic. Suppose here filtering logic. What? So some condition. So less than or equal to 90%. If student marks something, so like grade something, if it is less than or equal to 90%, then only we are saying process it, right? This is the processor. Item radar is done, right? Input by source we are taking input, right? Processor business logic is executing. After that item writer, it is the output. Whatever processor is done, processing is done, we are writing to the file by using the item writer. Specify the name and location of CSV file. So now water details we are writing the CSV file, right? So where this file will be available, we need to specify here item writer. Specify the field extracted to get content from model object fields. What fields we need to extract, we need to specify. So we need to specify the line aggregator to prepare lines in CSV file using the above field value we having specified delimiter. So we need to mention delimiter as a comma, right? We need to specify here location of the CSV file, which fields we need to extract, we need to specify model object, which fields we need to extract, we need to specify. After that, each field value, some comma delimiter we need to mention. This is the writer. Finally, this CSV file will be stored into some storage location or some file, right? So how link will be happen between all this? How link will be happen between all this? That is like a by using batch config. So we have seen source item radar item item reader, item processor, item writer, CSV file, location, right? These are the ways in like source, item reader, item processor, item writer, destination, right? So source nothing but input where data is coming, destination but where we are writing, right? So in batch config, two beans are there. These are the very important. So job and step, job and step. So in job we need to configure listener and step. Listener is a predefined class in 2 point or 3.x 3.x onwards. We have a one predefined class for listener. So step contains input, output, and chunk. Chunk nothing but at a time how many records or items will be processed. At a time how many records or items will be processed. So it is telling by chunk like 10 records at a time is processed, 20 records, 1000 records like that. We need to mention by using chunk. What is the input? Where we need to take the input data, output where we need to write the output. This is the input format, output format. This is the input format, output format, chunk. Chunk means it is a one check kind of how many records at a time can I process. It is a 50, 20, 100, 200, etc. Item radar. Item radar is nothing but by using source in our this diagram. Source is a database. In database we are fetching student or water, water election, water details. We are fetching water details in source. After that, by using some conditions, some filtering in item processor is a business logic. Here we are applying some filters. After filters, we are get some records. Those records by using item writer, we are writing to the CSV file. So it's all about the batch processing. It's all about the batch processing. So I will repeat one more time. It is a most important concept in interview. What is batching? Batch processing is a technique for handling large volumes of data by dividing them into manageable chunks or batches. Coming to diagram representation of the Spring Batch. So source will be there. In our case, source is a database. After that, item writer will be there. So this item writer will be connected with the source and fetching the data. After that, this item writer is sending to the item processor. So in item radar contains input only. Item processor contains input, output, and some business logic. Like in this case, we are adding one filter, one check. We are adding filtering, some filtering. After that filtering, we are sending the item writer. Item writer is the output. In item writer, so in item writer, we will specify where to send. What is the destination? What is the destination? Where the destination? Where sending destination will be there. So destination details will be there. In batch config contains step and job. Job contains listener and step. Step contains so if multiple steps are there, step one, step two, step three like that are there. So it is a in this example only single step will be there. In step contains we need to mention the input, output, and chunk. Chunk means at a time how many records are allowed to process, allowed to write to the destination, not process, write to the destination. Yes, here condition we are applying. How many records? 100 records, 200 records, 300 records. We are adding check here. Item reader, it is a input. Some source, either file, either database, either actional call, up, Kafka call, REST call, etc. etc. It is the item reader. It will read source. Item processor is a business logic. What checks we need to do, what data we want. So we want null data, some greater than null, less than some checks, some filters like country will be India, another checks like that. Item writer. This work is way to write. So in this example, we are writing to the CSV file, right? These are what needs to be do when we are yeah, enter like item reader, processor writer, all are we are linking in batch config. So in this video, I am explained about Spring Batch overview through diagram. Thank you for watching. For further videos, I will deep into. So each and every, I will create multiple examples on Spring Batch programming. Thank you.